This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. The Disaster Reconstruction Authority, DRA, has now activated Action 1 in their crisis plan in response to the spreading of COVID-19. The DRA has suspended all face-to-face services until further notice, and the general public will not be allowed to visit the Small Home Repair Assistance Program offices in Abaco, Grand Bahama, or New Providence. Customers can instead submit quotes to abacofinance@drabahamas.org for Abaco homes and finance@drabahamas.org for Grand Bahama homes. Online registration also continues on drabahamas.org. According to the DRA, this plan is to ensure that the critical disaster reconstruction services continue to be provided while limiting risk of infection to DRA staff and customers. In addition to activating this plan, the DRA has also upgraded their sanitizing protocols. Persons can still contact the DRA via their telephone numbers and email addresses. For Abaco, abaco@drabahamas.org, telephone numbers 699-1450 or 699-1451. For Grand Bahama, gb@drabahamas.org and 602-5363 or 602-5912 telephone contacts. For New Providence, nassau@drabahamas.org or at 397-4658 or 397-4659. One can also visit drabahamas.org for more updates. Church leaders and pastors have agreed to suspend their services for a brief time. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says after a meeting with church leaders, they all came to an agreement that all church services, Bible studies, and meetings will be suspended for 2 weeks, beginning today to April 4th, to combat the spreading of the COVID-19.
They all understand the circumstances and the situation that we face today. And the pastors agree, Mr. Speaker, that we must, in order to combat and win this war or battle that we face, we must not make mistakes that other countries have made, and we may have to introduce harsh measures. And they do understand and agree that social distancing has to be introduced, and they are prepared to immediately commence social distancing by canceling their services and continue their services via the internet.
Anglican Diocese Bishop Leish Boyd stated in an update released to church members yesterday that these measures are drastic but needed. While the plan is to resume services on April 4th, the situation of the virus is still progressing and changing every day. As such, Bishop Boyd says that they will evaluate the matter before moving forward. Bishop Boyd encourages churchgoers to continue their own devotions at home, as God is present everywhere and he will meet us wherever we are, he's noted. Clergy and parishes are also encouraged to contact their parishioners via telephone, social media, and other means of technology. In the case of already planned weddings, Bishop Boyd is asking persons to either reschedule the wedding for a later date or radically decrease the number of guests attending the ceremonies, as gatherings in large numbers increases the threat of contamination. The same goes for funerals, asking families to postpone the funeral or arrange a family-only service with social distancing being highlighted. Bishop Boyd says, as bishop, he believes that it is the best stewardship at this time, and these practices will help to cut off the head of the monster before it can grow stronger. By practicing containment and social distancing, that does not allow the virus to spread as much as if one acts of its business as usual. These actions, he said, are making sure that the body of Christ is our brothers and our sisters' keeper, and that each is helping to care for each as Jesus expects of us. In crime news, sanitation workers uncovered a fetus in a dumpster on Wednesday. That discovery has police investigating how it got there and is appealing to the mother to come forward so that she may receive medical and emotional assistance. Police made the discovery shortly after 11 a.m. yesterday when they were called to an area on Sarah Robinson Road off Farrington Road where the fetus was found. Police are also appealing to members of the public, especially the Sarah Robinson community, who may have information that can assist with this investigation, to contact the Central Detective Unit, Crime Stoppers, or the nearest police station. Investigations are ongoing. In news from the courts, several persons were arraigned in magistrates' court yesterday on murder charges in 3 separate cases. 32-year-old Yvonette Phillips of Lazaretto Road was charged with the March 13th killing of Cynthia Bertha Wilson. Wilson was shot to death just outside of her home shortly before midnight, according to police reports. In court, Phillips was not allowed to enter a plea and was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections and returns to court on May 28th. Also appearing before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt were 18-year-old Philip Murphy of number 14 Roberto Drive and 26-year-old Joey Jolie Saint of Spitfire Road off Cowpen Road for the murder of Edward Charles on March 8th. This incident also took place in the area of Lazaretto Road. Police reported then that officers responded to gunshots being fired in the area and upon arrival discovered Charles's body in bushes. Both defendants were not allowed to enter a plea, and the pair was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until May 28th. The court heard that both men have pre-existing medical issues, and a request was made by their attorney, Jomo Campbell, to have them placed in sick bay at the facility. In another case, Luxon Charity, a 31-year-old Haitian national of Seabreeze Lane, was charged with the murder of Shantia McKinsey back on February 29th. He, too, was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. He also returns to court on May 28th. Stay with us. Our final story is up next.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.